Hello everybody, welcome to Game 4 of the American League Championship Series as factored out by the Strat-O-Matic computer during my Chicago White Sox replay. Came up with Texas and Baltimore. So we are in Game 4 and Baltimore's backs are against the ropes. They are down 2-1. They have to win this game to force a Game 5. Starting pitchers for today's game, Ellis for the Texas Rangers and left-hander Ross Grimsley for the Orioles. Now, I did some shuffling with the lineups, trying to make the most optimal lineup I could find for both teams, particularly for Baltimore because they are behind. So they had to take a little drastic measures, trying to figure out what Earl Weaver would do. So this is the lineup we're going to have. Maddox is going to be in center field in place of Al Bumry because he's got a 2 range and he can get to those balls in the outfield that Bumry just simply cannot get to. And we've also got Billy Smith playing second base today. Rich Dowers played all 3 games, but we're going to substitute and put Billy Smith in. He's actually a little bit better defensive and offensively not that far of a drop-off. And you got Singleton in right, Murray the DH, May at first. Pat Kelly's back in left field. He's not that good of an outfielder, but neither is Andre Moore. But Kelly, over a 300 hitter, so Moore had a struggling in game 3, so Kelly's in there. To Sensei's at third. Skaggs is catching because Dempsey is really hurt. I missed that in the previous game, but I am going to make him injured this game. He will only come in if Skaggs gets hurt. If Skaggs gets hurt, then I'll overrule that and say, because they don't have any other catchers, they're going to have to. Oh, they might have Clay Dalrymple, I think. Let me see. Do they have Clay? No, they don't. No, they don't. No, that was a long time ago. They don't have another catcher. Rick Dempsey is their only other catcher, so. If Skaggs gets hurt, I'm going to be forced to use Dempsey, but I'm going to try my best not to pinch hit for Skaggs or roll an injury for him. And Kiko Garcia is at short in place of Belanger. Less defender, but a better hitter. So I'm giving up some defense in some areas and some offense on some other areas for Texas. Since we got the left-hander back in there for the Orioles, some of the lefties are sitting and some of the righties are playing. We got Wills and Campaneris, Hara, Horton the DH, Hargrove, Sundberg, Henderson, and Kurt Bavacqua gets his first start in left field in place of Claudel Washington. Went with the lefty. Bavacqua is not as good defensively, but he really good hitter against the lefties. And then Beniquez is in center. Ballpark effects, average or normal, whatever you want to call it, when I rolled the D20. 10 for singles for both lefties and righties. For some reason, there's a big disparity in home run sections. So lefties get a 16, righties only a 7. Don't know why. I always thought Arlington Stadium was pretty much symmetrical, but those numbers don't reflect that. All right, so Doc Ellis is going to be finishing up his warm-up tosses, and he will be facing Maddox. And let me see, can I get a little closer here to the cards so you can see them better, but still keep everything in camera? I think I can do that. Let me make sure it's that way. Okay. Might lose a little bit of the score sheet toward the end, but I think we'll still be okay with that. I want to get as close to the cards as you possibly can so you can really get a good view of what's on those cards. Because I never know how, if I'm up too high with the camera, you may not be able to see it quite as well. So I'm going to go with this setup and hopefully it works okay. Game 4, Earl Weaver certainly got his several packs of Chesterfields ready and waiting to be used, hoping he does not have to use them. But right now it is Doc Ellis. He'll be facing Maddox, center fielder for the Orioles. He will lead things off. It's 2-1. It's now or never. As Elvis Presley once sang for the Orioles, it is now or never. 1-7 for Maddox, and he flies to center. 1 away. And for those that think maybe I should have used Bumry, he would also fly to center. So just as a check there. All right, Billy Smith gets his first, I think it's his first appearance in the series, much less his first start. He is a switch hitter batting left. That's a 4-2, and it's another fly to center. So 2 up and 2 down. Brings up Ken Singleton. 1-8 for Singleton. That is a single to left field. So opposite field single for Ken Singleton. He will not be held. He's an East dealer. He will not be held. Dr. Ellis to Eddie Murray. 1-7 for Murray, and all these hits in column 7, he flies to center, and it's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there for the O's as they get O in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Baltimore nothing, Texas coming to bat, and left-hander Ross Grimsley Finishing those warm-up tosses, he'll be facing leadoff man Bump Wills, followed by Bert Campaneris and Toby Harrah. That is a 5-7. Wills is switch hitter batting right-handed. 5-7 is going to be damage done. 1 to 14 is a double. 15 to 20 is a single. So that's a leadoff single for Bump Wills. And Grimsley's a 0 hold. Skaggs is a -1. So if Bump Wills gets the jump, he'd have a 14. So he's going to try it. 2 through 6 will get him that jump. 5, he gets the jump. So it's a 1 through 14, and that's calculated 17. Minus the 1 from Skaggs makes it a 16. Minus 2 for being held is a 14. And it's a 4, so it's a stolen base for Bump Wills. So Texas off to a good start as Earl Weaver is already pacing in the dugout. Campaneris is an A bunter. They could bunt, and I think they will. They're going to go try to bunt the runner to third. He becomes a B bunter. That is a 6. 6 on a B bunter, and a 6 on a B bunter is defense. And what this says is the defense can opt to, let's see here, throwing the batter out at first or trying to throw out the lead runner. Complete the lead runner's safe range as running speed -4 plus fielder's defensive rating. So the bunt is a 1, or the white die is a 1, which means it goes to the pitcher. Grimsley is a 2. So the speed rating of Bump Wills is a 16, minus the 4 is a 12, plus the 2 from Grimsley is a 14. So it's a 1 to 14 to try to throw out Wills going to third, or they can take the shore out and take the sacrifice. And I think that's what they're going to do. The last thing they want is runners at the corners and nobody out. So they will just call it a 1-4 sacrifice. And if they can get out of this with just 1 run, they'll probably be happy with it. Although they will bring the infield in for Toby Harrah's at bat. Nothing on the 20. Here's Harrah. 4-8. 4-8. Ground ball, second base B. Let's see what the infield in chart says on that. The runner at third. A ground ball B with the runner at third is a 7. It says batter safe, lead runner is out. So how about that? They got Bump Wills. They nailed him at the plate. So that's going to go 4-2 on the ground ball to second base. So, I'm sorry, third base. It's 5-2. My bad. That is actually the sensei making that play. It's 5-2, and Harrah reaches on the fielder's choice. Now, Harrah is a good chance to steal as well, and he's going to try to get the jump. 4 or 6, he'll do it. 7, he cannot get the jump. He will be held. And that's going to bring up Willie Horton, the DH. Willie Horton. 5-3, and that is a ground ball pitcher. Actually, he's a 2E20 for Grimsley. 2E20. 2 and a 13, he'll get to that. E20. Got to avoid some certain numbers on an E20. That's a 7. E20, and 6 is an error, but not a 7. So Grimsley makes the play, and they get out of that mess completely without any damage done. So it was iffy, but they did it. And at the end of 1, no score. And that's going to bring up Lee May, top of the order. Or not top of the order, but to lead things off, I should say. He is the first baseman. 3-6, and it's a 1-10 single. Anything else, he will ground to second. And that is a grounder to second that Bump Wills puts away. 1 away. 1 down, that brings up Pat Kelly. 3-7 for Kelly, and that's a strikeout. So Kelly is out on strikes. 2 up and 2 down. 2 up and 2 down, and that's going to bring up Doug DeSensei. 6-8, and that's trouble for Mr. Ellis. 1-5 is a triple. 6-20 would just be a single. That's a single, so not that much damage with a single. DeSensei will be held, but he won't go anywhere. Ellis is a +3, but Sundberg's a -4, so it's a net -1. And even if DeSensei got the jump, 12 would be the best you could do. And he's got some chances to get picked off, so I think they're just going to go ahead and let Skaggs swing away. Nothing on the 20. 2-12 for Skaggs, and he grounds to third. Harrah has it. Innings over. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. And Ross Grimsley, and of course the Orioles going to have a short leash on Grimsley. Although their bullpen's not that great either, but it's, like I said, it's, there's no tomorrow if they lose. So. Mike Hargrove, lefty on lefty, is a 1-3. He grounds to Lee May for 1 away. Brings up Sundberg, the catcher. 4-8, and that's a ground ball to second. Billy Smith puts that away. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Ken Henderson. So Grimsley's off to a decent start here this inning. Henderson, switch hitter, batting right-handed. 5-3. Fly ball right field X. That's Singleton, and he is a 3. 3 and an 8. I believe he gets to that. I will confirm. 3 and an 8 for an outfielder. A 3 and an 8 is a G3, so he will get to. I'm sorry, I was looking at the infield. 3 and an 8 is an F1, so that works. His error rating is a 5, and that is an 11. 5. There's the 14, 18, and a 4, but no 11. So Ken Singleton makes the play, and the inning is over. We go to the third. No score from Arlington. Doc Ellis facing Kiko Garcia, the shortstop, to lead things off. He'll be followed by the top of the order, Maddox and Smith. 1-8 for Kiko, and he strikes out. So Kiko Garcia out on strikes. Brings up Elliot Maddox. 4-3. Fly ball right field X. That is going to be Henderson. He's a 2. 2 and 18. He'll get to that. He is an E6. E6 and an 11. E6, there's no 11. There's a 3, 4, 14, 17, and 18, but no 11. So Henderson makes the play. 2 up, 2 down for Billy Smith, second baseman. 3-2, and that's a walk. 2-out walk to Billy Smith. And he's not really much of a threat to run. He's not even going to be held. You don't want to run in front of Singleton. You want to let Singleton swing the bat. That's a 2-8 for Singleton, but he flies to left. There was a clutch there, so if Smith had been in scoring position, this would turn to a hit, but he's not in scoring position, so the fly to left will stand up, and at the end of 2.5, we've still got no score here at Arlington. Grimsley facing Bavacqua. This is Bavacqua's first appearance, but look at his column 1 against left-handers. He's got 3 home run chances here, so pretty loaded. Grimsley 2-11, but he found column 2, not column 1, so it's just going to be a ground ball to Billy Smith. So Bavacqua just couldn't quite get that. If it had been a 3-11, that would have been a ballpark home run chance, but 2-11 didn't cut it. Here's Beniquez. 1-7 against the lefty, and that's a 1-4 double. Anything else, he flies to Singleton. And Singleton puts it away for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. We're back to the top of the order, and Bump Wills, who singled and stole a base his first trip, but was caught at the plate trying to score on a grounder. 1-6 against the lefty is a ground ball back to Grimsley, and the inning's over. So I got to remember to keep looking off the blue for Grimsley because he's left-handed. I don't think I've messed it up yet, but it's sometimes when you roll a lefty versus a righty, sometimes you forget which column to look in. All right, hopefully that won't happen. Let's see. Hopefully it hasn't happened yet. Here's Eddie Murray. Fly to center his first trip. 2-9. He's going to strike him out. So Doc Ellis, don't know if he's under the influence of anything, but he's pitching well so far. 1-11. Ground ball to third, and Hara will put away Lee May on that 1-11. And that's going to send up Pat Kelly. Kelly struck out his first chance. 5-4. Ground ball third base X. We're looking at Toby Hara. He is a 3 E16. 3 and a 14. He'll get to that. E16 numbers to avoid for a third baseman that is an E16 is 4, 7, 14, 16, and 18. And that is a 15. And I believe he's okay with that. He is. 14 and 16 would have been bad, but 15, no problem. So Hara handles that tough chance, and the inning is over. So we go to the bottom of the fourth with no score. Grimsley only has a 5 fatigue rating. Doc Ellis has a 7. But we'll see how this goes. Here's Campaneris. 5-6. And he's going to ground it to DeSensei, out number 1. And here's Toby Hara. That's a 5-9. That's a ground ball to short. Garcia will make the play. 2 down for Willie Horton, the DH. 1-2, and he grounds to third. That's the sensei. And 1-2-3 they go. So we go to the 5th. And still nothing on the scoreboard. Zip to zip. The sensei will lead things off. Third baseman. 5-8. Ground ball to short. Handled over there by Campaneris. 1 away. Here's Dave Skaggs, the catcher. 1-3. He's going to ground to short. It says plus injury, but since I've already got Dempsey injured, we're not gonna go there. All right, so that's 2 down for Kiko Garcia. 5-4. That is a ground ball third base X. That is Hera, who's a 3 E16. 3 and a 7. 3 and a 7 is a G3, so he'll get to that. E16 and a 9. E16, there is no 9s. Good play. Doc Ellis got the ground ball working here in the last couple of innings, and the O's just can't get anything going. Well, for that matter, neither can Texas. It's no score as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Like I said, this is the point of weakness inning for Grimsley. See how he handles it. Hargrove, lefty on lefty against Grimsley. 5-8, and that's a ground ball to second. There is a dot there, but he's not fatigued yet, so Billy Smith will make that play. 1 down. Here is Sundberg. 4-7. That's a walk. So that's the first notch against the point of weakness. Sundberg will not be held. He's certainly not going to think about going anywhere. Here's Henderson, switch hitter, turning around to bat right-handed. 6-8, and that's a 1-3 for a triple. 4-20 is a single. 2 stars. That's a single, 2 stars. So all of a sudden now, runners are on the corners with only 1 out for Kurt Bavacqua. And the bullpen now for the Orioles is starting to stir down there. Looks like a right-hander. And looks like it's going to be Nelson Briles, the right-hander, loosening down there. I don't think Nelson Briles has pitched in this series, so he's loosening. Here's Bavacqua. The infield's at double play depth. They're looking to turn to Henderson at first base. Will not be held. Nothing on the 20. Bavacqua, 4-3. Fly ball right field X. That is Singleton. He is a 3. 3 and a 13. Let's see what kind of outfielding position that is. 3 and a 13 is an F2. And an F2 is a sacrifice fly, assuming there's no error, of course. And the error check on Singleton, he's an E5. That is an 11. That shouldn't be a problem. E5, no 11, but it is a sacrifice fly. And the Rangers break the scoreboard first. 1-0 on the sac fly by Mr. Bavacqua. So Rangers lead at 1-0. That'll bring up Juan Beniquez. Again, Henderson not being held with 2 outs. Beniquez, 5-9. Ground ball to short. Garcia's got it. Innings over. Texas does take a 1-0 lead. As we go to the 6th. Doc Ellis coming on. Facing Elliot Maddox. 6-9. That's an in-home run chance. He does have normal power, so 1-12, and Elliot Maddox will just tie this game with 1 swing of the bat. 13 through 20, it's a leadoff double. And it's a leadoff double for Elliot Maddox. So leadoff double, back come the O's. Maddox will not be held at second base. Here's Billy Smith. He is an A bunter. And Will Weaver not necessarily known for bunting, but I think in this case it almost demands it. So Billy Smith, he's a B bunter now. That's an 8. And he's a B bunter. So let's check that out. B bunter and an 8 is a good sacrifice. The white die is a 2, which means it went to Doc Ellis. So that's a sacrifice. We'll call it 1-4 as Wills was covering since Hargrove was charging. And that moves Maddox to third with only 1 out. Now the infield's going to have to come in for Texas to try to choke that runoff. And Ken Singleton and Eddie Murray coming up. Nothing on the 20. Here's Singleton. 1-3. and that's a ballpark home run chance. He is batting left-handed, which means it's a 1-16. I think it might be out of view here. It's 1-16 for lefties. And since he's a switch hitter batting left-handed, it's a 1-16. Would be a 2-run homer for Singleton. It's a 20. It's not a home run, but it is a sacrifice fly. So that bunt did produce the run on the sac fly. So how about that? Each team with a run, and they both come on sacrifice flies to right field. And who would have thought that the Orioles would manufacture a run, but they just did it. A double, a sacrifice bunt, and a sacrifice fly. 2 out, bases clear for Eddie Murray. 1-7 for Murray. Just missed a chance at a home run. 1-7's a fly to center to end the inning. But they did tie the game at 1 apiece. And now Grimsley back out, but he's definitely on a short leash, as he has given up. And pretty much anything he gives up now, and it's going to be Katie bar the door, and we're going to go to, actually Nelson Briles has sat down, and loosening in the bullpen is actually going to be Dick Drago. So Dick Drago is loosening in the pen, the right-hander. Whoops, here's Bump Wills. 3-10 against the lefty. Ground ball to DeSensei, 1 away. Here's Bert Campaneris. 4-8, and that's a ground ball to second. Billy Smith's got it. So they're trying to coax 6 innings out of Grimsley if they can. Here's Toby Harrah. 5-10. Ballpark, I'm sorry, 5-10's a walk. I was looking at 4-10. 5-10 is a 2-out walk. And now definitely he's at the fatigue level. And do you let him pitch to Willie Horton? That's the question. Or do you bring him in? Because you do have the lefty Hargrove coming up next. So they're going to let him pitch to Horton. Harrah is going to be held. Actually, you know what? Horton might try to steal. Or get a jump, I mean. No, he's not going to try to get a jump, but he will be held. 2-7 for Horton, and he flies to center. Just missed a bunch of singles, but the fly to center is going to end the inning. So after 6 complete, we are tied at a run apiece. And I think both managers are very happy with what they got out of their number 4 starters. To go 6 innings with only 1 run, that did better than what the Aces did last, in their regular games. So Doc Ellis now, 7th inning is his point of weakness inning. So keep an eye on that. And Lee May is loosening, or is ready to come up. And Grimsley is going to at least pitch to to Hargrove to start the 7th. After that, they probably will go to Drago. But Grimsley's at least going to face Hargrove for sure. All right, here is Lee May. 6-7 against Ellis. That's a ground ball, second base X. Bump Wills. He's a 3 E17. 3-20. He'll get to that. E17 and an 8. E17 and an 8. And there's no 8. 6-15 and 18. So good play for Bump Wills. And let's see. Might have to raise this up just a hair to get the score sheet in here a little bit more. So hopefully we can do that and still see the dice rolls. All right, hopefully that will work now. We'll see. All right, so here we go. Lee May is retired on the ground out. That brings up Pat Kelly. 2-9 for Kelly, and he strikes out. Boy, that was a bum move there apparently, because Kelly's not doing anything. They should have gone with more, but Kelly did hit 256 with a 353 or 375 slugging percentage and 10 home runs and only 360 at bats. He's got a very good column 1, but just hasn't worked for him in this game, so they may be replacing him very shortly. Here's DeSensei, 2-4, and he's going to fly to right to end the inning. So nothing doing there. We go to the 7th inning stretch, tied at 1, and Doc Ellis had nothing against this point of weakness right there. Grimsley back out. Will face Hargrove to start the inning, and I do believe it's going to be Dick Drago after that to face the right-handers that are coming up. So here is Hargrove. 5-5, and that's a ground ball to Billy Smith, 1 away. And Earl Weaver has made a call to the bullpen. He has made the motion. So Grimsley gave him more than they could ask for, 6 1/3 with only 1 run coming across the plate. So very nice outing for Grimsley. And we're going to go to Dick Drago. Dick Drago, the right-hander. And he will be in to face Sundberg. And then switch hitter Ken Henderson. 5-6. Ooh, 1-3 is a triple. 4 to 20 is a single. That is a single for Jim Sundberg. Sundberg will not be held. Here's Ken Henderson, the switch hitter. Nothing on the 20. Henderson now batting left-handed. 111. That's a ballpark single check, which is 1 to 10 here at Arlington Stadium. And it's an 11, so he's going to line it to second baseman Billy Smith for out number 2. And now that brings up Bavacqua. Now, do you have Bavacqua hit, or do you bring in, I think they're going to go to the lefty now since the righty is in the ball game. They're going to pull Bavacqua and pinch hit for him with, let's see, do they go with Claudell Washington or with Dave May? They got both people are available. Dave May is the better defender, but Claudell's a little bit better hitter. So we're going to go with Claudell, and they'll take the chance defensively. So they're going with Claudell as the pinch hitter for Bavacqua, and he will stay in the game to play left field, which he's actually better than Bavacqua was, but that's not saying much. 4.8 and a -1 arm. Does run at a 17. So here we go. Claudell now, pinch hitter, facing Drago. 4-10. Fly ball center field X. Well, we've got Maddox out there, not Bumry, so it's only a 2 instead of a 4. 16, I think it would have got to it anyway. Maddox is an E5. E5 and a 12 for a center fielder. E5 and a 12, not a problem. The only errors on E5 are 4, 16, 17, and 18. So Elliot Maddox makes the play. Innings over. We go to the 8th. Still tied at a run apiece. Now, do they stick with Ellis? I guess, well, I don't see why you wouldn't. As well as he's pitching, there's no reason to take him out. All right, so we have Skaggs, Garcia, and Maddox coming up. 3-2 for Skaggs, and he grounds to Hargrove at first, 1 away. And I'm afraid my score sheet might be going off the edge of the camera, but you have to trust me on that, I guess, that I'm keeping the score correctly. Here's Kiko Garcia. 1-5 for Garcia. 1 to 7's a double. Anything else, he flies to right. And it's a fly to right, handled by Henderson. 2 up, 2 down for Elliot Maddox. 6-2, that's a ballpark home run chance, but he is right-handed, so it's reduced to a 7. Where if he's a lefty, it'd be a 16. But a 1 to 7, Elliot Maddox will go deep. And he does. How about that? Elliot Maddox, talk about making a smart move, Mr. Weaver. Maddox doubles and scores in the 6th, and now he's homered here in the 8th to give the Orioles a 2-1 lead against Doc Ellis. How do you like that? Earl Weaver smiling in the dugout, looking over at Al Bumry and saying, look at you, son. See what your replacement's doing to you? Billy Smith, 6-5, switch hitter batting left. Ground ball to second. There's a dot there, but Ellis is not tired yet. And the inning's over. But the run comes across, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 Orioles. That's probably going to be all for Doc Ellis. I think they're going to go to the bullpen for the top of the 9th. Drago is on to face Beniquez, and then the top of the order, Wills and Campaneris. So here is Juan Beniquez, 0 for 2. 2-6 for Beniquez. 117's a single, so probably a single, and it is. Leadoff single for Juan Beniquez. Now, Drago's a +3, where Skaggs is a -1, so it's a +2 aggregate. So if he gets the jump, it's a 1 through 15, so they're going to try to get the jump. 2 through 10, he'll get the jump, but if it's 11 or 12, he gets picked off. 6, he gets the jump, so it's going to be a 1 through 15 because you got the +2 here and the -2 for being held. So 1 to 15 is what it is. And he does steal it. So stolen base for Beniquez gets him into scoring position. He will have to be held at second base for Bump Wills, who will now bat left-handed. 1-8 for Wills, struck him out. Big strikeout there for Drago, 1 away. And here's Campaneris. Nothing on the 20, Campaneris. 5-5, and that's an in-home run. He does have weak power, though. It would be a single 2 stars that would tie the game on a 1-2. Anything else, he flies to left. And that's a fly to left, 2 down. So Drago narrowly escapes that. Here's Toby Harrah. He's dangerous. He's been quiet all game, but he's dangerous. And first base is open, but they're going to pitch to him. 3-8, and it's a ground ball to short, so it worked out well. It's a plus sign there, but the shortstop with the right-hander, the second baseman's the one covering that second, so the shortstop's not affected. It's a good play for Kiko Garcia, and the inning's over. So we go to the ninth. Orioles lead 2-1, and we'll get a new pitcher for the Rangers. And let's see, they got Singleton, Murray, and May coming up. So let's see who they're going to go to. They're going to go to... Who do they want to go to? They're going to go to Darryl Knowles. Left-hander Darryl Knowles will be coming on. It could go to Barker, but he's more of a long reliever, and they want to save him in case it goes extra innings or if it goes to a game 5. So they just don't want to burn him with 1 inning. They want to go ahead and preserve that. So Ellis goes 8 innings, gives up 2 runs. All were earned. And the big home run off of the bat of Maddox. So Singleton, Murray, and May, the heart of the order, coming up against Darryl Knowles. 6-10. Ground ball third base X. That's Hera. He's a 3 E16. 3 and a 1. That's going to get through for a base hit. E16 and a 7. It's probably okay. E16. Nope. 7 is an error. How about that? So it goes from bad to worse. E16, a 7 is right here in the 1 base error. That is a 7. So it's a single plus an error. And that will put Singleton at second base with nobody out. He will not be held, but he certainly is dangerous over there at second base. Eddie Murray turns around the bat right-handed against Knowles. 3-6. That's a ground ball second base A. That will move the runner to third. Would have been a double play had it not been for that, had there not been an error there, but that's going to move Singleton to third base with only 1 out. So Lee May, the batter. They could walk Lee May and pitch to Kelly, which I'm sure would be a pinch hitter if they did that. So I think they're going to go ahead and pitch to Lee May with the infield in and hope they can cut that run off. Nothing on the 20. 6-9. Ground ball shortstop A. There's a dot there, but he's not tired. So let's check the ground ball A result with the infield in. Ground ball A, runner at third. It's a 1, which means the runner holds. Batter's out, runner holds. So Campaneris throws out Lee May for out number 2. And now we'll get a pinch hitter for the Orioles for Pat Kelly. With the lefty in there, they're going to go to Andre Mora. Andre Mora is going to pinch hit. And I guess he'll stay in the game and play left field, although he's not very good as a 4. They just don't have a whole lot of other people to go with. Although Bumry could, actually, you know what? They could bring Bumry in because he's a 3E4 in left field. So I think they might very well bring Bumry in. We'll see. Right now, Mora is the pinch hitter. Andre Mora is the pinch hitter. Runner at third, 2 outs. Infield back to normal depth. Nothing on the 20. Knowles the lefty against Mora the righty. Mora has a great column 3. And he found column 3. 3-6 is a pinch hit 2-run homer for Andre Mora. How about that? Maybe thinking the Texas might should have brought in Divine. I don't know. But if you do that, you probably bring in Bumry to pinch hit. So you're darned if you do and darned if you don't. But Andre Mora strikes again. He had a key home run in game 2. He does it again here in game 4. Maybe he likes the even number games. I don't know. But the Orioles now with 2 runs take a 4-1 lead. And Earl Weaver's looking pretty good for game 5. Here's the sensei. 1-6, and he draws a walk. 2-out walk. Now Knowles, I believe, is probably fatigued. But they're going to try to get him to finish out this inning. 1 is a possible wild pitch. It's a 17. And he does make a wild pitch. So they're going to, I think that's going to be it. They're not going to, Knowles is throwing wild pitches all over the place. They're not going to hang around for that. So they will go to the bullpen and bring in Adrian Devine. He's their closer, their short man. So actually he's a long reliever, but they use him mostly in that capacity. So, but he can come back and pitch in game 5 if he just faces 1 batter. So Adrian Devine is on. Runner at second and 2 outs for Dave Skaggs. Nothing on the 20. 6-4. Ground ball shortstop X, that is Campaneris. Campaneris is a 2, E29. 2 and a 1, it gets through for a base hit. Let's see what that is. A 2 and a 1 is an SI1, only 1 star, so the runner cannot score unless we have an error. So E29 and a 12. E29 and a 12. There's an 11, but no 12, so it's a good play by Campaneris. And the inning's over, but the Orioles pick up 2 runs, and they will take a 4-1 lead into the 9th, and we'll actually get a, like I said, we will have a couple of substitutions. Bumry will come in the game to play left field. He is going to be a 3 and an E4, and Belanger will come in to play short for Garcia. Since Belanger is a 1, and Garcia is a 3E33, whereas Belanger is a 1E14, so obviously immensely better there. I think everybody else is status quo. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for the changes. And it's last chance for the Rangers. Drago trying to finish it off. Does have Tippy Martinez in the bullpen if needed. Willie Horton, the DH, will lead things off. He is 0 for 3. They could think about pinch hitting, but Willie Horton's a pretty good hitter, so I don't want to pinch hit for him. So he does against Drago. 4-6, and that's his leadoff single. So Willie Horton, leadoff single. He will not be held. Brings up Mike Hargrove. Nothing on the 20. Hargrove. 1-7, and that's a walk. So first 2 are on. Tying run is now at the plate. And Tippy Martinez is loosening a little bit more now, a little bit more intensely. And another Chesterfield has been taken out of the pack by Earl. Here's Sundberg. Nothing on the 20. Remember, Vivek was out of the game. Washington, the lefty, is coming up next. So I think Tippy Martinez will be the next pitcher after this at bat. Sundberg, 2-7. And that's another walk. That's going to load the bases. So Drago, a single and 2 walks have loaded the bases. And Tippy Martinez is coming in. Oh, I'm sorry, Henderson's up next and then Washington, but we're still going to bring Tippy Martinez in regardless. So Tippy Martinez is going to be the new pitcher for the O's. Is Drago starting to fade a little bit there. So Tippy Martinez is going to be coming on to try to save this. And this would be a grown man save right here. Bases loaded, nobody out in a 4-1 game. And now, how big was that 2-run homer by Andre Mora? The bases loaded. They're playing back for the double play. They want outs. They're not worried about cutting the run off at the plate. They want outs. Henderson batting right-handed, 3-9 against the lefty. Pops him up to short. And so Belanger puts that away. Infield fly rule, 1 away. And that brings up Claudel Washington now. Does Texas have a right-hander they can go to off the bench? They do have Tom Grieve. I don't know how good he is. They could use him if they didn't want to trust Claudel. I think they will, because Grieve's got some diamond shots on his card. So Tom Grieve is going to come in and pinch hit for Claudel Washington. Tom Grieve in a big spot. Bases loaded, 1 out. Tying run is on base. The winning run is Grieve at the plate. If he hits a home run and walks it off, the series is over. So Tippy has to be careful. Earl Weaver can't watch. Nothing on the 20. Here's Grieve. 1-6 for Grieve. He grounds to third. Fielder's choice. The run will score because they were playing back, which is fine by the Orioles. They'll take that second out to give up the run. Grieve will reach, and Hargrove will go to third. Horton will actually score. That run is charged to Drago. Cuts the lead to 4-2 with runners at the corners. And 2 outs now for Juan Beniquez. Last chance for the Rangers. Grieve, no way in the world he's stealing down by 2, and he's not even going to be held. So here's Tippy facing Juan Beniquez. 1-6. That's a home run chance. 1-6. If it's a home run, the series is over. 7-20 could possibly tie the game on a double. 1-6 though, and it's a walk-off, and the game is over, and the series is over. It's gone. Juan Beniquez, a 3-run homer And the Rangers pick up 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th to win it 5-4 and walk off the Orioles. And Earl Weaver just about fainted, I think. And Tippy Martinez will take the L. Juan Beniquez being mobbed at the plate. Juan Beniquez, the hero. The Rangers win it by the score of 5-4. Who'd have thunk it? And the bullpen, both bullpens were terrible. It was only 2-1 after 8, but then 2 in the 9th for the Orioles and 4 in the 9th for the Rangers on a walk-off. Series is over. The Rangers now await the winners of the NLCS, which the Phillies lead it right now 2-1. Game 4 will be coming up shortly, but they'll be able to set their rotation with Bert Blyleven pitching Game 1, Gaylord Perry pitching Game 2. I don't remember off the top of my head who had the home field in the ALCS, or I'm sorry, in the American. I believe it's the American League has the home field. I'm pretty sure that's right, because the Yankees beat the Dodgers and Reggie hit a home run in Game 6 in Yankee Stadium. So Texas will be rested and sitting here in Arlington waiting for either the Phillies or the Dodgers to come join them. But Juan Beniquez is the man, and the Oriole bullpen, they're about a year or 2 away from staying the man unusual. So Drago and Martinez couldn't get it done, and the Oriole bullpen was their downfall. So the Rangers advanced to the World Series. This will be the first World Series for the Rangers. Of course, they went there in 2011 and lost to the Cardinals. And I believe they also went in 2000. Did they go in 2010 and lost to the Giants? I think they were there back-to-back. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. But back certainly in this time of the late 70s, they had no thoughts of World Series. But they got it now. They're in thanks to their man, Juan Beniquez. And the Ranger faithful are living it up. Earl Weaver crying in his towel. And Tippy Martinez is still sitting in the dugout in disbelief. But it's all over. American League is done. No more DH, because in the World Series they did not use the DH. So the Rangers will be at a slight disadvantage having their pitchers have to hit when they haven't hit all season. So they'll most likely be using pitcher hitting card number 1 every time. And they're going to lose Willie Horton as a DH. So they'll see if they can get around it. But there you go. American League Series, Championship Series is in the books. And it is the Texas Rangers. So I hope you enjoyed that presentation of Strat-O-Matic and the American League Championship Series. Until next time, Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. And until then, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.